Delhi's air pollution levels being declared as a public health emergency, all primary schools, both private and state-run, have been shut in the capital today. The dangerous pollution has been visible with looming layers of smog, further pushing the Delhi government to restrict any outdoor activity, including the morning assembly for students in grade 5 and above. In the neighbouring city of Ghaziabad in Uttar Pradesh, primary sections of all schools will be closed today and tomorrow, while in the Haryana state, schools will now start at 9 a.m. till the end of November. Even further, Delhi's Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has advised residents of the national capital to avoid morning and evening walks as the pollution levels spell serious health hazards. As far as measures to curb the situation are concerned, a Supreme Court appointed panel has recommended measures like increasing parking fees by as much as 4 times to discourage the use of cars and has reduced metro fares to push for using public transport. The Air Quality Index, which measures how much toxic particulate matter is in the air, has been dubbed as severe, with it hitting 451 in Delhi on a scale where the maximum reading is 500. Anything above 100 on the scale is termed as unhealthy. The reasons behind Delhi's alarming figures are believed to be vehicle emissions, crop burning and dust from construction sites. Let's now get to the latest from on ground. Our correspondent Nagin Singh is joining us from New Delhi for more on this. Nagin, the smog situation today looking even worse in some parts. What's the latest that you're picking up? And also, what do the figures at the moment suggest in various parts? Is it looking worse today?
Of course, it is much worse than what it was yesterday. And today the Delhi government has finally announced that the schools will remain closed till Sunday, and all the primary schools and other classes, every school in Delhi has been asked to remain closed till Sunday, and they will reopen on Monday, looking at the conditions of air, because the air has become so toxic that it has crossed even what few of the reports from US websites shows that it is 700 times more. The particulate matters, there's 700 times more in the air than the normal or the permissible level. So what the current situation is that eastern Delhi is mostly affected, areas like Anand Vihar and Patparganj. So these areas are recording higher amount of particulate matters in the environment and in the air. And I would like to tell you that in the morning we saw many accidents, like 2 or 3 vehicles collided with each other on one of the expressways. So now the visibility has become better with time, but the smog or the particulate matters in the air are still in the same way, and it has crossed its limits, and in such a way that it is just breaking all the records. You know, it is much higher than anyone expected. Even the Pollution Control Board was not expecting that particulate matters will be there in such huge amount in the air.
Right, Nagin, that is what the situation looks like. Let's also talk a little bit about the solutions or the measures that have been taken to ensure that the situation comes under control. But these are all knee-jerk reactions that we are looking at, Nagin. Hiking parking fees, shutting down schools, these are all reactionary measures. But in terms of the precaution that should have been taken ideally so that the situation is not repeated this time around as well, the government, of course, not being able to answer some tough questions.
Well, few days back, few precautionary measures were taken, like the ban on generator sets, which are diesel generator sets. Also, stubble burning was one of the cause of pollution in Delhi. So NGT came with one of the law that the farmers cannot burn stubble in their paddy fields. But these were very small measures which were taken, because Delhi, we know that it turns out to be a gas chamber when winter arrives. It is going to stay for 3 days or another week. So this is not something new for Delhiites. Last year, schools were closed, and more than 1 million of Delhi students, they were asked to not go to the school, and they were asked to remain in their houses. So the same situation has arrived this year as well. But the preparations, now what we see is it's all reaction. I mean, if they are going to increase the services of metro and increase the amount of parking fee, but this is something which is going to affect in future. But right now the situation is not going to change whatever steps they take, because pollution is not something that the government can decrease in 5 days or 10 days. We need to think of a much longer plan like other countries have taken.
Absolutely. We're going to leave it there for the moment. Now, again, appreciate you joining us. But here's a look at the graded response action plans and what they really entail. An emergency situation comes into play when particulate matter 2.5 levels are 300 and more, or when the PM10 levels go above 500. Supreme Court appointed EPCA can then suggest a combination of measures like stopping truck traffic from entering Delhi and halting construction activity. It can also restart the odd-even scheme for privately owned cars and recommend the shutting down of schools. Now, the category is considered severe when particulate matter 2.5 levels are more than 250, or if the PM10 levels are more than 430. The action plan in such a situation includes closing of bricklands and shutting of the Badarpur power plant. Coal-based power plant operations are reduced and public transport services are intensified. Mechanized road cleaning and sprinkling of water on dusty stretches is also implemented. The very poor level involves PM 2.5 levels between 121 to 250 or PM 10 levels between 351 to 430. The EPCA can then demand a stop to the use of diesel generator sets, hiking parking fees by up to 3 to 4 times, which is something that's been mandated. Additionally, bus and metro services are also intensified, and mass media advisory alerts are started to warn residents about the ill effects of stepping outdoors.